Well, hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Shani and I'm a part-time reseller and I have another ship with me. I have 4 items going out that sold yesterday. Today is Thursday, May the 22nd. So not too bad, 4 items. 5 is my goal. If you watched yesterday's video, then you know I sold 8 on the previous day. I had 8 sales that shipped out yesterday. So it was an amazing day. And then yesterday I had a lot of action, had a lot of watchers. I got a couple offers, things like that. And we'll talk about that as we go through. But anyway, 4 items going out today. It's a beautiful day here in Missouri. And let me show you what I got. So, all right, are we ready? Coffee. I had 2 Poshmark sales. Yesterday, eBay was rather slow with the sales, but 2 Poshmark sales, 1 eBay and 1 Etsy. Etsy is doing pretty steady for me. I'm at least getting 2 sales a week right now. So it's been rather steady, and this was a pretty good sale actually. It is. I'm just gonna kind of show you the box. Yes, I am recycling I recycle boxes, guys. Unless they like send me something that says, please don't send a toilet paper box. If they sent me a thing that says this is a birthday gift or something, I try my best to do like new packaging or whatever, but this is what's going out. I am using a box because it fit perfectly. So I don't know, for those of you that have been following, I picked up this item in March 18th. I got it at the Goodwill. I paid full price what the Goodwill was asking, and that was $7.37. I remember like questioning, like, is this a good buy? But it's very cool. It has a handle. So it's like this really pretty vintage woven. Can you see that? Look how pretty that is. Beautiful basket. Truthfully, I don't know what kind of basket it was for. Like fruits, maybe? Fruit picking basket. I don't know. But it's rather large. It's 16 inches. My title is Vintage Large Hand Woven Basket with Top Handle, 16 inches, boho raffia is what I put. I sold this on Etsy for $45 plus shipping. So not a bad pickup. Since my cost of goods is $7.37. I actually love sales like this on Etsy because although now Etsy allows offers, if you allow offers, it allows sales. I do sales on my Etsy, but most of the time you're getting a full price sale. It's not an offer. So when I saw this come across that sold on Etsy, I was super happy. So $45. This is exactly how it's gonna go out with some more packing paper in there. And as big as it is, that whole thing only weighs 2.2 ounces. So after everything's said and done, my Etsy fees, the shipping came out, my net profit was $31.26. So that's a great sale for me. And for those of you that follow me, you know that is a great sale because I am a bread and butter seller. Bread and butter to me means maybe smaller sales, definitely smaller sales to, other people, but it means I'm going to net profit anywhere from 8 to 15. That's kind of my average. You'll see I have a very small one in here too. So I like to mix it up. I love to sell all kinds of items. My heart is vintage and antiques, but you see mostly modern stuff go out, but that kind of sale just makes my day. So I was like super happy with it. Okay, the 2 Poshmark sales. This is the smaller one. And since it's a white shirt, I want to make sure that it's not going to be let me just, let me do this to my own hands. It's like, ugh, shipping white. Since it's Poshmark, I use these padded flat rate envelopes, the Priority, a lot. So you can use those. And you know, I know I talk bad about Poshmark, but it kind of like, I don't have a sale for like a week, and then all of a sudden I'll get 2 and 3 in one day. So it's like all of a sudden the algorithm lets people see my stuff. I don't know Poshmark's algorithm. I don't get it. I was actually hoping, I'm really not a YouTuber that focuses a lot of energy on talking about like the negatives of like the new fee structures and things like that. Maybe I should be, maybe I will be, the more I get to do this a little more full time one day, if that ever happens. But for the most part, I'm just trying to flip stuff to pay off debt. So I know, you know, shipping has went up in the, you know, not so long ago. Shipping did go up to, what is it now? It's $8 and it's 8 something now. 8.41, 8 something. 8.60, something like that. Anyway, it's over $8 now for Poshmark shipping. So that's gonna make people either I feel like bundle their items more. I know when I shop on Poshmark and I am interested in something, I always look at that seller's other items to see if I could bundle. So I feel like with shipping that high, you're gonna have either people looking for higher priced items or bundling. But these two sales, like, I'm like, okay, I can't believe they paid the $8 shipping for t-shirts, but here we go. So anyway, I was really hoping like the new structure of not being able to delist and relist would help like sellers like me out, because I do delist and relist, but I do it using Vendoo, and I do it on my super old items. So they're definitely over 60 days, which that is what Poshmark is saying. Don't be, you know, delisting and relisting unless it's been on the market for 60 days. And so that's never a problem for me. I don't even have time to list consistently half the time. So anyway, but I know like some people, you know, there's a person I follow now that, you know, she doesn't get to list new items a lot. So she relies on the delisting and relisting to kind of get her through. But really, it's the people that are overly doing it like daily. That's a little extreme. So anyway, I was really hoping that when they made that, like sellers like me would see a little bit more action. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Because truthfully, I don't have a big opinion about it, and maybe I should, but Poshmark just, I don't want to say it doesn't matter to me, because it does, but eBay is my primary spot to sell. And then I feel like, you know, Poshmark is just like a little bonus extra. So I try not to have opinions on stuff like that. But this is the Poshmark sale. Vans t-shirt, men's extra large, short sleeve, crew neck, off the wall graphic, classic. So very nice. It's white. I got it at there's like no stains. I got it at a garage sale for $3. Truthfully, I've had a lot of watchers on this item, on all of my Vans. I listed all the Vans shirts together, and my hope was that someone would come along and buy them all. That was my hope. And I even had someone about an hour away from me ask if they bought them off of Facebook, if I would combine shipping, and I told them yes, I would. And then that was like the last I heard from them. So someone came along on Poshmark. They offered me $10. I had this listed for $14.99. So when they offered me $10, I considered they were gonna have to pay $8 shipping. I try not to think about that a whole lot because that's not my like if they want to pay $8 shipping, you know, but I know that that's probably a factor on them making that lower offer. But at the end of it, I decided, you know, it was a good deal for them. I was making money off it. So even though my net profit on this is only $4.05, it was a very quick flip. I got this May the 2nd for $3. So very quick flip, and I'm just happy to get rid of one of them. I have a couple more. So, all right. And then my second Poshmark sale. This one was crazy, guys. Crazy. So, and it's not the same person. So this is a Nike Yoga Dry Fit tank top, men's extra large, black sleeveless muscle stretch gym shirt. I think the title was pretty good on that. I had this listed for $19.99. So you can tell it is like hardly been used. It says yoga, like the yoga swish. So I had someone reach out to me on eBay last night, and I'm talking like around 10 p.m. And they said, if you'll take 10, I'll buy this tonight. It's one of those. If you'll take 10, it almost like they try and give you like an urgency feel. And I'm like, I don't need to take half off tonight. They're the one that wants the shirt, right? So I looked up my comps, and because sometimes when you get lower offers, I try to not be emotional about my objects. That has helped me so much over the years. Don't be emotional. It's a shirt. It's a shirt. So I looked at my cost of goods. My cost of goods on this, I got this at my local Goodwill. It was 75% off when I got it. It was the 75% off color. I picked this up April the 21st for $2.34. So, you know, they were offering me the 10, and I was like, I mean, that's half off. And so I just said, I don't want to not give people a deal. I know people struggle. And so I went and I looked at comps again, and comps on these Nike men's yoga shirts, they're not like $10. They're $15 to $24. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be nice and say, I said the lowest I can take is 14. And I said, I also have a coupon in my store for 10% off you could use. And he came right back and said, could you just meet me in the middle for 12? Well, if you think about the 12 plus my 10% off, that's pretty near $10. So I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And then once I said I'm sorry, I can't do that, I got a notification on Poshmark that this sold for full price. Same exact item that I was discussing with someone else on eBay. I was like, well, look at that. So I was like super happy, but what are the odds, right? I was like, does like one platform know when you're just when you're in discussions with someone and it's like they're boosting your, I don't know. It was the weirdest thing ever, but sold it for full price on Poshmark. So look at me go on Poshmark, making a full price sale. So after cost of goods and everything, my net profit is $13.66 on this little tank. So very happy with that. It was a great sale. I don't know. I never heard back from the other guy. He probably I went to Vendoo to make sure like it delisted off of eBay immediately. So he didn't like send me an offer. And so I didn't ever hear back from him. So he probably thinks like I deleted it or something because of him. But I just sold it. So that was like great. Okay. And then here's my eBay, my lonely eBay sale. It was so lonely on eBay yesterday, but that's okay. This is a very recent pickup. I'm gonna put my label on it. Going to Virginia. All right. This is a Talbot's Women's, the Talbot's Tee, 100% Pima Cotton Brown, 3/4 sleeve, medium petite. So just a medium petite, kind of like a scoop neck or a boat neck, brown little 3/4 sleeve number. I recently got this April 21st. I got this for $1.96. I also got this off of the 75% Goodwill sale. I am sad I can't go anymore. I'm not going to be able to go anymore on Mondays. That's the 75% off day. Tuesday is too, but really once I figured out Monday was, that was kind of the day I would go. But you know, I stopped by there yesterday, and just because yesterday was a thrift day for me, and I still found stuff that I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm just gonna have to focus on like higher priced items, like stuff I'm going to profit more on. I really have to be very intentional about that. So anyway. So this sold for $11.69. So I think I had it listed for $12.99, and I either sent them on offer or something, but $11.69, and my net profit is $8 even. So not too shabby. I actually, even though I got this April 21st, I did not list this until last week sometime. So, and it is going out in a 10 by 13. All right, so those are my 4 sales. I talked yesterday a little bit about, you know, I'm trying to look at jewelry more, and it's one area I would glance at in the thrift store, but I never really like spent time looking at jewelry. And so yesterday I showed you guys this little brooch and earring set, which is super rare and sells very, very high. I listed mine for $410. Last night I had 10 watchers on it. I received an offer on Poshmark because I did go ahead and cross-list it to Poshmark and Etsy. I received a $100 offer on Poshmark that I just declined. Something I have started doing is if I get an offer that's over 50% or 50% or more on what I have it listed at, I don't counter offer. I just decline those. And I know they're just trying to get a good deal. And sometimes I feel like they're trying to like get you to accidentally hit the accept button, but I just decline. I've just started declining them. Like I got another offer on eBay for a pair of Croc sandals, and their offer was 62% off of what I have it listed for, and I just decline them. So don't be emotional about it. Just push the decline button and go on with your day. And if you want to counter and see if you can get them up some more, that's fine. I've kind of stopped doing that because I have found that most of the time, if someone offers you that low, they're probably not going to come up to what you want it to go for. So anyway, which it kind of confused me because usually on eBay, I have it already set like to minimum, like to my minimum offer. So if someone offers lower than that, it automatically declines. So I was kind of confused as to why I got that low of an offer. But anyway, back to the jewelry. I've had too much of this. I'm sorry. So I got quite a few pieces, not, most of it's unmarked. Most of it is costume jewelry, nothing significant. So I went through my pieces. I I've written everything down, and I have like 60 plus items that I need to sell. So I picked out the ones that I really wanted to list online. And then I was like, okay, I either need to just list them in groups or put them in my flea market booth. Actually, jewelry does pretty good in my flea market booth, the cheaper stuff. So I've decided, like, I've tried to decide, like, what do I want to do? But last night I did decide I'm just going to go ahead and give Whatnot another shot. I know on Whatnot, you're selling quantity versus quality, probably. Most people don't make on Whatnot what you would if you like sold it, online. So I really feel like I need to give Whatnot kind of another shot. I did the one flannel, my first flannel show. I only had 5 followers, and I actually sold 2 items. So I was like, hey, and from what I hear, that's pretty good for your first show. Some people are just crickets. So I thought I'm trying to be more proactive in Whatnot, and I actually bought my first item. It's on the way to me, because I really hadn't shopped on Whatnot either. So anyway, my link to my Whatnot is down in the description. If you're interested, if you go on Whatnot, my link is down in the description. My jewelry show will be, and it's vintage to modern, pretty much costume jewelry. There might be some unmarked sterling or something in there that I didn't catch. But for the most part, I went through and kind of picked out the pieces that I either want to scrap. Like there was a couple gold earrings that are in my scrap pile. They're actually right here. So these are marked 10 karat gold. I have some gold that I wanted to scrap, like from my personal stuff also. So anyway, I've got those out, but there's some really cute stuff. But it's June 1st at 7 p.m. I believe that's a Sunday. I'm gonna try it again. I haven't loaded anything yet, but I'm gonna start working on that this week, or this next week, loading the items into my sale. And I'm just gonna give it a try. $3 starts. I did $3 starts. I know people do like $1 to $2 starts, but truthfully, I don't have a following. I have like 20 followers on Whatnot right now. So anyway, if you're interested in seeing me make a straight fool of myself, then hop on that Whatnot show. And yeah, that's all I got today. So have a blessed Thursday. And for those of you that do the Monday through Friday grind, you are almost done. Hang in there, and I'll see you tomorrow.